I'm stronger than before. I've come so far. Every scar's a story, a lesson in the dark. With every step I rise, I soar. No matter the battle, I'm stronger than before.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining again on the Jarbreakers podcast. My name is Jillian.
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Karri.
We're jacked today. That's what we are. We're jack breakers today. Thank you so much, Karri Seland, for joining us on Jarbreakers tonight. Karri is actually our reigning I almost said Wisconsin. Gosh darn it, I almost said Wisconsin. Minnesota Galaxy, and we are so happy that she's here on this podcast with us today. So, Karri, introduce yourself, tell us what you're all about, and then me and Andrea are just going to start grilling you like it's a pageant interview.
No, now I'm scared. Okay, well, thought this was supposed to be relaxing. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm Karri. I am the current Miss Minnesota Galaxy. I'll be headed to Galaxy in 3 weeks now, which is kind of, wow, it's come up really, really fast.
It is come up really fast. And I think me and Robin will be there.
You guys are coming?
Yeah. Well, I told you
Yay!
that I was like 80%
Well,
sure.
I knew, but it wasn't like officially official.
It's officially like 90% official that I'm going to be there.
Awesome.
So I'm very excited. So we'll do some Jarbreaker stuff down there when me and Robin are there.
I love. Well, come and find me. No.
Yeah, dude, I'm definitely like, you're the reason why I'm going.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I think Jennifer's coming too. So that'll be Jennifer Morales.
Oh my gosh. Tell us your background, Karri, and why do we know you so well? Why are we besties?
So I started, I guess I'll start pageant background. I started in pageantry when I turned 18. I wanted to compete in pageants like as a teen, but my parents were kind of iffy about it. There wasn't, on my side of the state, I grew up in Wisconsin. So I grew up just outside of La Crosse, Wisconsin, and there weren't a lot of pageant opportunities, shall we say. So there were some, but I didn't qualify due to like the location restrictions. Like there's 2 in the La Crosse and Onalaska area, but I didn't qualify for those because I live in Coon Valley, Wisconsin is where I'm from originally. And so there weren't any opportunities really for me to compete as a teen. My parents weren't really on board with it. They're like, wait until you're an adult and then see if that's something you still want to do. And I'm like, okay, fine. So 2 days after my 18th birthday, I signed up for Miss Wisconsin Teen USA. And that was my first ever big pageant. I had competed in a local type of pageant. It was more an ambassadorship in my hometown area for the town I went to high school in. I had won that, and I just really liked being out and in the community, doing things in the community. And so that really stemmed in me, and I figured out how much you could really do with pageantry, and I wanted to compete.
We actually went to that local pageant together when we were title holders together.
Yes,
yeah, that was super fun to see like your origin story.
Yeah, so I'm Norwegian, and in my hometown we have a 17. Mai celebration. So 17. Mai is Norway's Independence Day, and so my town is heavily Norwegian. The town I went to high school in, Westby, Wisconsin, and that is a kind of pageant system. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily call it a pageant system. It's more of like a scholarship ambassador type situation.
Yeah, like a Dairy Queen or something.
Yeah, yes, like similar to that, or like a fair type of pageant, I guess you could say. And so we wear traditional bunads, which if you don't know what a bunad is, I highly recommend you do a Google search on that, because I did not compete in a cute gown. It was traditional Norwegian wear. So I competed in a bunad, and I ended up winning. And that was kind of my introduction into having a private interview, answering questions on stage, talking to people. That really started that fire in me to kind of want to continue in pageantry. And anyways, I can talk more about that, because that entire organization was the reason I started my platform. So, which is Star by Car, which I can get into later. But from then, when I turned 18, I signed up for Miss Wisconsin Teen USA and went and competed. I had no idea what I was doing. I did my own makeup. My mom did my hair. My mom's a cosmetologist. I didn't do half bad. There were around 45 contestants, teen contestants. And I ended up in the top 15, which was my only goal. I wasn't really there to win. I kind of just wanted to have an experience in a real pageant, and that's what happened. And it was great. There are still many girls from competing as a teen one time that I still talk to, and we still communicate via social media. So it was really cool, and that was kind of why I wanted to continue competing. So years went on, COVID hit the year after that, so no pageant that year. The following year, what would have that been? 2021. I went to Miss Wisconsin USA. That was my first ever Miss pageant. Still, I had a better understanding. I got a coach. I was practicing. I was 19 at the time of competing, I believe. I think I was still 19. Was I 20? Anyways, doesn't matter. I was young.
Because you would have turned 20 after that pageant.
Yes, because it was in May. Yeah, so I was still 19. Went and competed. It was a lot of fun. That was my first ever time walking on stage in a swimsuit at 19. It was low-key so scary. The first time was so scary, especially I was really young. Like, now that I'm 23, yes, I'm still young, but to think about where I am now to where I was at 19, I'm like, wow, whoa, okay. So that experience was great. First ever Miss pageant, so much fun. The following year, I was living in Minnesota and going to school in Minnesota at the time, but I was able to compete in Wisconsin because my parents' address is in Wisconsin, so on and so forth. But I was like, I should just compete in the state that I live in. And so went and competed at Miss Minnesota USA, placed in the top 12, which was really exciting because I guess later I found out that Minnesota is actually a very competitive state.
Right, exactly. That's
so
what
I was I was kind of shocked and really happy that I made the semifinals, which I kind of just at this point was doing pageants for fun. If I won, I won, but I was just there for the vibes at that point. Pageantry for me was I just kind of want to make friends through this, and I kind of want to just meet people and get myself out there. Then Sarah Niehauser reached out to me shortly after that about competing in the system called United States of America's Miss Wisconsin. I was like, sure, send me the info. And this is 2 weeks after I had come off of Miss Minnesota USA. Looked at it.
Did she see you at that pageant?
We had kind of known each other because I first met Sarah when she was a Miss America local title holder.
Sure.
Our paths had crossed there once or twice when I was the Satin of My Princess. And so we knew of each other, and then we competed together at Miss Wisconsin USA the year prior.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So a couple weeks after Miss Minnesota USA, she reached out to me, talked about USOA, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll look into it. I was like, I'll come and compete. Why not? I'll come and compete. So went and competed. Was very different from the USA system in terms of I would say support, opportunities, information in general. The line of communication is so much more open. They definitely give you so many resources, which was so nice compared to having to with USA. I feel you kind of have to find everything on your own in terms of makeup artists and all those different types of things.
Well, but because there's and I don't know if that's because there's different, the amount of contestants is definitely different in each of those. We've all competed for USOA, and it's just I just feel not only is the information better for you and you get that, but there's just a very dedicated director. We had a very dedicated director for our reigns and stuff, and it was just I feel the same way. Even when I was competing for America, I was okay, what am I doing? You know what I mean? But for USOA, I feel specifically on the state level, it's just very exactly where the information is. And if you don't know where to find it, you just text someone and they'll tell you where to find it or they'll share it with you. It's very nice. Yeah.
The resources and communication available to you within the USOA system was something completely new to me. And I loved it because I'm a very type A person most of the time. So I will get frantic because I'm what am I doing? Where am I going? Who's going to be here? What's going on? So that was a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. Went and competed, had a blast, met a lot of women that weekend. Did not meet Jillian that weekend. Didn't even see Jillian. Didn't even know Jillian was there.
You did. Okay. Did you know this? This is lore. This is Jillian and Karri lore. Okay. I was backstage and I had a black swimsuit on, and believe it or not, in the lineup, you were the last Miss contestant, and I was the first Ms. contestant. And you looked at me and you go, "You look sexy as fuck." Like,
I do not remember. That's very on brand for
you
me,
guys
though.
remember we were back in that like weird kitchen hallway?
No,
Like
why
they
do
were
I
like
not
lining
remember
us
this?
up like for swimsuit, and like I was always behind you, and I was nervous. I don't know. I was talking with like our friend Lindsay, like laughing my butt off. And then I got like really nervous, and you literally, we didn't talk the entire weekend. And then you were like, "You look sexy."
The only words I spoke to Jillian, and of course, I'm just a hype woman always. I'm such a
Okay.
girl. I pride myself on that. I will hype anybody up, even if like I'm competing like with somebody and we're the same division. I'm like, no, you look good. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
are the ultimate hype girl. I will say
Yeah,
that.
like
That's
I
for
always
sure.
try to be because like I mean, I would want people to do it for me, so that's kind of like how I've always lived life is like I would hope someone would also do this for me if like I was stressed or I was nervous to tell me like
Right.
you look amazing cuz like to hear those words right before you go on stage like can truly change your mindset. And so I always feel like it's important to be like, "Hey, no, you look really good," or like take a deep breath. Like words will come out of your mouth if you're answering on stage question. Like they're going to hand you the microphone, you're going to talk. That's all you got to do.
Right.
You know?
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like that type of stuff. But I went and competed at USOA. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, just like the structure altogether. And within that moment, I decided I was going back. But I said, if I'm going back, I'm going to win. Like, we're not playing games anymore. I'm going back and I'm winning. So I immediately started preparing because I really
You were
wanted.
first runner up.
Yeah, I was first runner up.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That's
I
like
did
a
not.
major part of the story, Karri.
I did place first runner up. I'm getting ahead of myself. So after that, I was gonna go back and I was gonna win. And prep started immediately, like a week after I left that stage. I started planning. I was gonna
Really?
change my platform. I started preparing immediately after. Like,
What was
I
your
went.
platform before?
Long story. It was about like accessible, basically like celiac disease awareness.
Okay.
Which is a whole other story where we're not going to get into today because I'm just going to get angry about that whole situation. But it's fine. So,
Me and you and our intestines together.
in our
so-
intestines,
Yeah.
intestinal issues forever at this point.
Mhm.
So started preparing, started kind of building my platform and kind of figuring out what I really wanted it to be. Went gown shopping in January, found my gown, which is a fun story for me and Jillian. Found my gown in January. And from there, it was just full on prep. And I didn't sign up. I knew I was going to go back, but I was not signing up. I wasn't announcing because I wanted to make sure everything was exactly how I wanted it to be, where I wanted it to be when I signed up, so that I had all of the work planned out to do with my crown and sash ready to go,
Right.
which is what ended up happening. So I signed up in like mid-April, got my crown and sash end of May, and immediately started getting to work because everybody wants a working queen. I wanted to be out there working. That was my goal. And
That's right.
so that's what I immediately started doing, was out in my community, out doing things. And I launched my platform, Star by Car, which is an anti-bullying platform. It's more of a platform. It is anti-bullying in a way, but it's more about fostering friendships and creating kindness within elementary schools all across the state and country. And so STAR stands for Speak Up for Yourself and Others, Think About Your Words and Actions, Accept Others, and Reach Out. And so it stemmed from my experiences growing up, from being bullied, having a lack of friends, not really knowing how to reach out. Especially being bullied, it kind of pushes even like the most extroverted person in, and it makes you really introverted, kind of scared to make new connections, things like that, because people are telling you all these awful things about yourself, so you start to believe them. And I didn't want anybody else to go through that, where they thought there was something wrong with them as to why they couldn't make friends. And from that, I started selling bracelets, which funded my buddy benches. So a buddy bench is a bench that's
Bracelet?
You have a
did you?
bracelet. Everybody has a bracelet. All my besties have star bracelets.
We do.
So I started selling my bracelets for buddy benches, and buddy benches are benches that are placed in your playgrounds that act as a signal. So I work with school administrators, teachers, and the students themselves to make sure that these buddy benches are used to the best they can be. And so when a child sits down on one of these benches, it's a signal to everybody else on the playground that they're in need of a friend. So it's other students' jobs to go over there and ask them, like, hey, do you want to come and play kickball with us? Do you want to come on the monkey bars? Just like the smallest little thing to just help students know when to reach out to somebody and know when to foster those friendships. Even if you don't stay friends forever and it's just that one moment, like that can make a big difference in a child's life. So that's truly the goal of what these buddy benches were for. And so I had started that, and right after I got my crown and sash, I started fundraising. And I had been fundraising. I partnered with many local businesses in my town because I was USOA Miss Coon Valley. So I partnered with the Coon Valley Business Association, which was huge. They were super helpful. They donated a lot of time and resources and money to me. I partnered with Chances Are, which is a local floral shop in Coon Valley. Pauline, is absolutely amazing. She's my #1 supporter throughout my entire time in pageants. She's always been the one like, what do you need? What do you need from me?
Your community, I do have to say, I've gone to like your parents' house and we did a parade together and everything like that. But your community really rallied around you with not only your platform, but everything pageantry. And it was just so, I don't know another word for it. Like, it's almost inspiring to see like these small businesses, like really not like, it's not standing up for you, but it's like really believing in what you are saying in your platform. And you are a marketing like genius to begin with, but like, it's you that they were, uplifting in your year and your 2 years, 3 years, you've fought 5 years, 6 years, you've been doing pageantry. And it's just really great to see because a lot of women don't have that. And, I don't know if it's because like I literally drove into Coon Valley and I was like, Karri, I want to live in a small town. Like, this is so cute. Like, I love it. But it's really great to see like every single person that, saw us on that parade or waved to us, like truly supported Karri, and it was awesome to see. So you do have such a good community around you, and they really did. They like rallied. It was great.
Yeah. And I'm really thankful for them because, like, I don't think I would have had the year that I had as US Miss Wisconsin without my town. They invited me to everything. They were always texting me, calling me, being like, hey, are you going to be here? Do you know that this is going on? Do you want to come? Like, we'd love to have you. So it was just so nice to be welcomed in such a way that, I don't know, it made my heart warm, especially because I grew up there, and to represent them on the state stage and then go on to the national stage and place top 6 later on. Everybody was so happy for me. After I went on to win USOA Miss Wisconsin, my town threw me a whole celebration party.
They made a fudge after you.
I had my own fudge.
Yes,
I had my own fudge. They made me my own flavor of fudge. Like, everything was put together by the people of my town, which was just crazy to even think about. And I said to my parents, I was like, they don't have to do this. Like, it's okay. Like, they don't need to do this. And my parents were like, no, they want to. Like, they want to. 'Cause my dad is a local business owner as well. So is my uncle. They're both small business owners in Coon Valley. So people are always coming in there being like, is Karri coming to this? Does she know that this is going on? Has anybody reached out to her? Like, always talking to my family about it. So that was always really, really nice. And that I got my own fudge flavor was really cool too.
You're their hometown celebrity.
You are!
Yeah, I am. Which is such a big weight, but also I'm proud to be. I love my little town, so yeah.
And you should be. And it's so, like, I would live in Coon Valley. Like, I would live there. I would. It's so cute. So tell us a little bit about, we know me and you were sister queens. I was Ms., you were Miss. We both were first runner-ups our first year. Then we were top 6 besties. We wore the same gown at state. We've done a lot. But tell us more about your background in journalism, marketing, and what you think that you could do, not only for Galaxy pageants, international, but pageants everywhere, with how smart, like, Karri, you've helped me so much with social media. Tell us that journey, and why you think social media is so important right now in pageantry.
Social media is so important. And well, let me start from the beginning. So when I started college in 2019, I thought I wanted to go for public relations because I like fixing problems. And that's what public relations you do a lot in PR of. And I quickly realized that you don't get any of the credit for the problems you're fixing, which isn't a big deal. But I'm like, if I'm going to do all that work, I want to at least get credit for it, you know?
Right.
So I ended up changing my major within a semester into college, and thankfully it's under the same umbrella. So my degree is technically, I graduated with mass communication with an emphasis on journalism. So I followed the journalism route, got into that program, etc. But with mass communication, you have advertising, graphic design, PR, and journalism. That's all under the umbrella of mass communication. So you kind of get bits and pieces of everything as you go through your college journey, but you definitely focus on one of those four things. And I decided to go with journalism because I love video and I love writing. Not so much anymore, but I used to really love writing. And just like the fine-tune learning, audio learning, video learning, photography, those types of things really interested me. And I love talking to people. So being able to do interviews, talk to people. At one point I thought I wanted to be on the news, and then I realized the hours and I was like, no.
Oh, I would have been a great sports girl.
Oh yeah.
I thought I wanted to go into like sports marketing or sports journalism in one aspect or another.
We could have had our own like show, news anchoring, like talking about like NASCAR and baseball. Like it would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but here we are.
Here we are.
Definitely different paths, but I'm happy where I ended up. But I did an internship with a radio station, quickly realized that I was like, I don't think I really like this. Like, I don't know. I was
What
kind of
didn't you like
lost.
about it?
It's just, I don't know. I didn't really like kind of that behind the scenes. Like, there's a lot that goes into radio. So when you think of like journalism, a lot of people think like newspaper or on TV, like news anchors, things like that. With radio, it's a lot of moving parts with it. So you have obviously your radio segments, your radio shows, etc. Then you have the news pieces, and radio covers a lot of news. Like if you think NPR, those types of things, those are covering a lot of stories. So they're doing that all on air. Plus they're doing the background work of all of the interviewing, all of the editing, all of the writing. And then they're going and recording, and they're recording all of these stories, editing them together so that they can play on air. And it was just like a lot of moving parts for me that I didn't really find all that interesting.
Okay.
So from there, I was like, okay, I'm going to figure it out. And then I was like, why? I can go into social media. Like, I realized, like, it just randomly dawned on me one day that I was like, I could just do social media, like, stuff. Like, I have all of the applicable skills, and I've taken a lot of courses that, like, relate to this. Like, why am I avoiding this?
Right.
I feel like part of the reason I wasn't really avoiding it, it was more of, like, subconscious avoidance, because I didn't really think it was, like, a legitimate career option, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone until, maybe 6 years ago thought it was a legitimate career, but it is. And it is. So tell us a little bit so Star by Car, yes, is your platform, but Star by Car also is basically you teach women who are a part of pageantry, or I guess doesn't even have to be a part of pageantry, but how to be basically a better person on social media.
Yeah. So using all of the skills that I learned in journalism school, and then using skills that I learned I had 2 different internships, one with Barstool Sports and then another internship with Victoria's Secret Pink. And so those 2 internships I learned so much from in terms of the world of social media, because I thought I knew a lot, and that just like even furthered my growth and knowledge. And I took those skills, obviously applied them to my career, got to where I am today, but I recently launched Star Social. So Star Social is built for women in pageantry who want to best represent themselves on a digital space, because social media is how we're connecting with each other anymore. It's how we're finding different pageant systems. Yep. Everything is going on social media, especially with pageantry. It's how I found a lot of the systems. Like without social media, I never would have found USOA, because how would have Sarah? So it's things like that people don't really think about when it comes to social media, is like just sending somebody a DM. Having that ability to connect with people in that way is huge. But also being able to take, like when Sarah sent me that link, I immediately went to USOA's social media page. It was like scrolling through, looking at it, being like, okay, like, yeah, this is definitely something I'm interested in. Clicked the link to then go to the website. Because when you think of like younger generations, what we're doing is we're not going to Facebook. We're not really going directly to websites. We're going to social media pages on either Instagram or TikTok. Like that's how we're finding our information now. And so to have social media evolve to that point where younger generations are using it more as a search engine as compared to going directly to Google and Googling a pageant.
Oh, I mean, even today, America's Most Beautiful pageant was last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I looked up, I didn't go to Google. I didn't go to a search engine. I was looking up on Instagram and
Mm-hmm.
TikTok to see if anyone had posted who had won. I mean, this was like 6:30 in the morning. And then like even from there, I used TikTok and Instagram to find, my pasta recipe, and like I'm going to make peach bruschetta today. Like that's what I used to find those recipes. And so I think you're so spot on with that. And how can people find out more about your social media, and not only your social media, because your social media is so on point, but how can you help other women, like direct them to your platform?
What do you mean? Like to book
How
with
can
me?
we get a hold of you?
Yeah, to book with you, to book with you.
Yeah. Well, you
We want people
can
to book with you, Karri.
if you go on Instagram, well, first you can go to my website. I built my entire website. You can book directly on my website. It's starsocial.org. I recently updated it because I worked a lot with the current USOA Miss Wisconsin, Sage Spear. She's absolutely fabulous to work with. And we planned out all of her Countdown to the Crown posts, all of her sponsor posts when she was in nationals. So like she didn't have to worry about a single thing the entire time she was there. She just had to execute the content, and it was already done. It was done. We had an entire plan. And I was like, what do I like? Because this is new to me. Like, I'm not, like, this is a brand new business. This is a brand new thing that I'm trying. And she said to me, she goes, one, you need to charge more. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
She's like, you're not charging enough for what you're doing. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. And love her for that. And then she was like, create some packages. She's like, create some packages. So that way girls can like specifically book and you can charge different amounts. And I was like, thank you. Like that's like feedback that I like realistically needed, and I was asking her for, because I was like, I don't like I struggle a lot of the time with like imposter syndrome. Like I'm like, am I doing good enough? Like, is this what people are looking for? And helping you. And so sometimes I get into my head about it a lot. And so I just need somebody. I was like, Sage, help me out here. And she was so helpful. And I love Sage so much. I'm so glad we met, because we met through USOA. And USOA has actually bought me so many friends. Like, love all my besties from USOA. But yeah, so you can go to Star by Car on Instagram, Star Social on Facebook, or starsocial.org and take a peek at everything that I do and have done. And you can look at my own social media if you need any type of reference or portfolio. But a lot of what I like to help queens with is how to just like best represent themselves online, what to post, what not to post, how to get basically like put your best foot forward. Because one thing, like one example off the top of my head is girls will create a reel, great, and then they go and post it, and the cover photo is a blurry image, and I'm like,
no ma'am.
It's just like fine-tuning things like that. Things like that can just like make a huge difference, because you can have this really awesome reel, but if I like click on your page, I'm like, oh, like what is that?
One of the best things I think that you've actually said to me, because I'm a woman I'm a salesperson, right? Like I do wedding and sales events and everything like that. But one of the best things I think Karri told me is that, your interview in a pageant is the sales of you being that title holder, and your Instagram, whatever that is for your pageant system, your Facebook, is the marketing. We just need to make sure that they're aligning together and they're like basically aesthetically pleasing, and it looks like you're putting effort into both of those aspects.
Exactly, because it's super important. And one thing that people always forget about marketing is making people aware. You're not necessarily selling yourself, but you're making people aware that you exist. And so if you want to stand out, you need to make yourself aware, which means you need to have good marketing. You have to be able to market yourself. And then once you step into that interview room, the judges will more than likely already know about you.
That's the sales pitch.
Are stalking your social media, at least I hope they are, so then they can get a sense of what you've been doing all year before they're talking to you, or even after they talk to you. Like I recently judged a pageant, and we went into interviews. The director of this pageant told all of us judges, like, you're going to interview all these girls. I want you to look at their social media. When you're done speaking with them, I want you to go through and like look at all their social media. You don't have to, it's not a requirement, but I definitely want you to like look through, make sure, what they're posting is appropriate, that they're going to be a good title holder, that they're going to be able to grow the pageant. Because one of the things we were specifically asked is we need social media to grow this pageant. We need people to be aware of this pageant because we're new. They're a 3-year-old system. that was one of the things that was directly said to us. And so utilizing social media as a tool for growth is things that we're going to start seeing more and more in pageantry, and we're already starting to see.
Yeah.
Social media is a huge part of pageantry now. It doesn't have to be, but it's necessary if a lot of these pageant systems want to grow.
And survive.
Exactly. Survival as well. Because if you're not active on social media, I'm going to assume like you no longer exist. Like they're not
Yes.
functioning anymore, because I get a lot. I mean, social media is instant. So if you haven't posted in like over a year, I'm like, oh, is this still around? So it's just like little things like that that I feel like people will forget about, especially with this newer age of social media.
Yeah. Okay. So you're getting ready. You have what, less than I don't know how many days till Galaxy?
It's like 3 weeks, give or take.
3 weeks? Oh, tell us about your prep, what you're most looking forward to, and what are you doing differently at this international pageant versus a national pageant that you were at last year?
Can I just interject really quick? First off, Karri, what brought you to that Galaxy system?
Yes.
What was that transition, and what brought you being like, okay, this is my next step?
Well, the reason I wanted to come and compete in Galaxy is because I wanted to compete in a fun system. Not to say that systems I haven't competed in the past aren't fun, but I wanted a pageant that there weren't so many requirements of you. It wasn't like a job, shall we say, because I mean, with USOA, I loved the system, but for me, I work in social media for my 9 to 5, and with USOA, social media is a huge part of that. So I was going to my 9 to 5, doing that all day, website updates, social media posts, all of that, and then coming home, and from 5 to 9, I was doing the same exact thing for USOA. And so I just wanted something that was gonna fit me a lot better, where I wasn't having to keep up with those requirements, especially doing my 9 to 5 on my free time wasn't really something that I wanted to do anymore. I just wanted to be able to enjoy it and post for fun and not because I had to. And so Galaxy, I had heard so much. I mean, I've met a ton of Galaxy girls. They always recommend the system. They're always like, you have to come compete. You have to come compete. I'm like,
it's very strong in the Midwest. I do have to say.
Strong. And being up here in Minnesota, there's a lot of other systems that I've interacted with, queens that I've met, and they're like, yeah, Galaxy, I've heard of that one. It's like big in the Midwest. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like, I said, it's been a blast so far. Like, I've had a lot of fun. It's very relaxed. Like, I've just really been able to enjoy my time with Galaxy. I just really wanted a fun pageant system that I could truly go and enjoy, that would really reignite my love for pageantry and kind of get me grounded to back to that reason of like why I love pageantry, which is like meeting other women, making friends, and going out in the community and doing work and having fun and looking good doing it. And Galaxy has really brought that love of pageantry back to me, because I felt like I experienced a lot of burnout towards the end of my USOA reign. And so coming off of that, I took a break and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to take a break. And then I was like, I think I want to do one more, like just one more, maybe just one. I was like, I just want to do something, and I want to do it my way. I want to choose my wardrobe. I want to like make sure everything is something that I picked or planned. And I've done that. And I'm like so ecstatic, and I'm so happy. And I'm just excited to go to Galaxy in 3 weeks and just enjoy myself. And meet all the other women. I've had conversations with them on social media. I'm excited to meet all of them in person. I'm going to be able to meet Europe, UK, Australia, Bahamas, Canada, like women from all over the world, which is like so cool to think about. And so just to say like, oh, I have a friend in Australia, like I can't wait for that to be my experience. And so it's just been a blast. Preparing I've been the most relaxed I have ever been. And going into my preparation, things that I've done differently is, one, I'm like really picking wardrobe that I love, because I feel like in the past I've kind of just...
Your wardrobe for Galaxy might be my favorite wardrobe that you have.
Thank you. I worked really hard.
I cannot wait to see it.
I'll send you my presentation. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. She's so type A that she made a presentation on Canva that does like look through her wardrobe. I do have to say, your orientation outfit for this year might be my favorite look you have.
Thank you.
I mean, I also love your fun fashion, but it's
everybody has their favorite. Like I'm really excited because like I spent hours. I'm a big money saver, especially like being in pageantry. Like pageantry is such an expensive sport, and wherever you can get a deal or save money, like do it. You don't have to spend like $10,000 on a gown. I got a $10,000 gown for $900.
Yes.
So I'm like, and the thing is, as I always say, I like joke about it. I'm like, I don't have money, but I have time. And so 4 months on Poshmark, going through all these other pageant girls' pages, I found this amazing gown, one of a kind gown from, I think it's Serbia. I think it's from Serbia. Overseas gown. Found it. Was like, this is it. Like, I just saw the picture and I was like, this is it. As for the measurements, it's like 1 inch smaller. She was like 1 inch smaller in the hips, and I was like, I think it's gonna fit. I think it's gonna fit. Ordered it, bought it from her, got it, fit like a glove. Needed alterations on top, got alterations on it. Like, it's just like spending the time to be able to just like meticulously like put together pieces that I like truly love and like truly feel myself in has been like the biggest part of my prep. Is I care a lot about my wardrobe, because if I don't feel good in something wearing it, I'm not gonna be my strongest either on stage or in the interview room.
But it's also fun too. I mean, that's something that me and you enjoy together, and Andrea does too, is like creating looks and like, what is my hair going to look like here? What is my makeup going to look like here? How is that styled, and styling those looks? I mean, sometimes the styling of a gown or styling of you in your swimsuit really matters, and like that's what makes like the girl win the crown a lot of the time. I mean, it's so fun. I mean, we all know I've been sending gowns to Karri and then, Andrea and all of you girls for months and months and months before, nationals. And it's like, that's the fun though. Like, again, like I'm not a millionaire, but I have time, and I will waste my time looking up anything just to get the perfect look. Like, my interview look this past year at nationals was a process. Like, I got a cape from Poland. You know what I mean? Like, it was a process for sure. But I think that's part of the fun, is the hunt. You know what I mean? I love that.
No, exactly. And like for me, everything that I'm wearing, my interview outfit, it was like a spur of the moment thing. And so I gotten several gowns. I got my USOA farewell gown from the pageant shop, Sarah Moses. She's wonderful. I had my winning gown for USOA when I won USOA Miss Wisconsin. That was from Sarah at the pageant shop. And then I was on the hunt for an interview, and I had messaged Sarah and I was like, hey, I'm wondering if you have this in stock. I need to look at some interview outfits. She's like, yes, like come over. Like, I think it was the end of the week that week. Come over. I have like this piece. I have the one jumpsuit you screenshotted in stock. Like, come try stuff on. So I'm like, okay. So she had the jumpsuit that I had asked her about. And she goes, but I want you to try on this one first. And it's the one that I ended up going with. But she hands it to me. I'm like, oh, this is really cute. Like, this is really cute. She goes, yeah, I got it in. And she goes, somebody she knew was going to compete, and she had ordered it for them, and then they decided they weren't going to compete. Anyway, she's like, so it's available. Like, try it on, see if you like it. So I tried it on, and I was like, I really like this. I was like, oh, okay.
But one thing that you said about Sarah too, that you really like about like shopping with her and going to her shop, is that like she looks at you, she kind of knows what would look good on your body because she's been in this industry for so long, and it's so easy to shop with her, and you can get like honest opinions, and that's what I love. So shout out to the pageant shop.
Yes, Sarah Moses, she's absolutely wonderful. And like every time I go in there, I always feel good when I leave. And mind you, I bought something every time that I've gone in there, because that's just like who I am. But because I always find something I love. But when you're like trying on a gown, Sarah's like, you could make this alteration, or I would do this alteration. Like, this would look really good if you went like this, or like, what do you like? What do you don't like? Like, there's never any pressure to like buy something. She just wants to make sure that you feel and look your best. And that's why I just love shopping with Sarah, is because she's just so lovely to work with, and I never feel pressured. She picks things out that she's like, okay, what are you looking for? What do you not like? What do you like? It's not just her handing you gowns. She's like actually wants to know your opinion and know what style you want, so you can try on things that like you might walk away with. Because I mean, it's beneficial for her as a business, but it's also like beneficial for you to try on different gowns and things like that. And so she had me this interview dress. I tried it on. I have never worn, have I worn? No. I've always worn suits or jumpsuits for interview. So this is my first like dress that I'll be wearing for interview.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about that. But then after I tried it on, I was like, okay, I still want to try on the jumpsuit, like just in case. Tried it on. I was like, no. It's the dress.
It was the dress.
So basically the first thing I tried on interview related, I went home with. So I didn't even ask anybody. I was just like, yeah, it went home with me. It just came home. I bought it and was like, I don't care about anybody else's opinion right now. It's coming home with me. So I bought that. But no, Sarah is absolutely wonderful. And I'm so thankful for her because anytime I message her, she's always like, girl, come. Like, I'm home this week. Like, come over. I'm like,
I
thank
want to
you.
go to her shop so bad, but I like am semi-retired and have no reason to buy more clothes.
It's okay. One day when you come out
You're
of
only on hiatus. We never
Yeah.
retire. You're only on hiatus.
Hiatus.
That's
Yeah,
it.
hiatus for now. Exactly.
Hiatus
But
for now.
found my interview. I ended up going with a custom made fashion wear that I'm really excited to sport. So that'll be fun. And
Who
then
is the designer on that again? It's a UK
Molly,
designer?
yeah, she's out of Vietnam, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's Molly, I can't remember. It's like Molly and Designs or something along those lines.
Yeah, Molly NU. Is it
Yeah,
NU?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's something. Something along those lines. Anyways, yeah, my fashion wear's from her, so I'm really excited to wear that. Really practicing. I've never worn like a cape to this extent before, so me and my walking coach have been really working on my cape and what I'm gonna do with my cape. So hopefully I'm successful with that because I'm a little nervous. That's the one place I'm most nervous for is like fashion wear and walking with a cape to this extent because I've never done anything like that before.
Right. You don't want to look like you're like trying to tame the bull or
Yeah, exactly.
throw it
I love
everywhere.
Yeah, I love a good like executed cape moment
Yeah.
though in pageantry. It's really it goes good like on stage. Oh, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited.
How much time would you say, like right now, especially leading up to the actual competition, are you dedicating per week for this prep?
Oh, honestly, well, I'm kind of crazy. I always say like I'm kind of insane. So I like I said, I always thrive on kind of like the back end of things, like things that are like more behind the scenes. So like getting all of my appearances sectioned out, numbered in order to submit those to the pageant, creating a whole PowerPoint presentation with every single outfit. Like I have a picture of me in every single outfit put into this presentation with my earrings and the shoes I'm going to wear with it, like screenshotted, because one of the main reasons I do that is because if I'm busy, if I have 9 million things going on, a lot of the times both my parents are there or my sister's there or my brother's there. Like I always have a family member with me when I go to pageants. And so to be able to text them and be like, hey, I need the earrings for this outfit. Like I need this whole outfit. Can you bring it down? That way they have something to reference where they're like, okay, I'm grabbing these earrings. I'm grabbing this jumpsuit and I'm running down to give this to her.
That's so smart.
That's why I do it.
I did that for this past year. I actually, in each of my wardrobe, where we store our dresses, I had the whole picture of what this is my interview, and it had everything in it. So inside of the bag was everything, and then they could just pull, and we could just do it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so smart to do.
Yeah, it's like the biggest recommendation that I have is just to be able to do that. And so I'm gonna be going back to my parents' house, which is where my childhood bedroom has just turned into pageant storage at this point. So I'll go home and try on every single thing with earrings, the shoes, the whole ensemble, and take a full picture in that, and then also add that to the presentation. And the reason why I do that is because like with working out and like eating different food groups, like eating healthier or eating more protein, like your body definitely fluctuates. And for me, my body fluctuates. For example, right before USOA Miss Wisconsin, I had already got my dress altered. I got it altered, like picked it up 2 months since I had picked it up from alterations. And I had gone in for alterations, we'll say I bought the dress in January, went in for alterations February, picked it up, we'll say June. Picked it up in June. And tried on the dress end of October. So it's about a week away from USOA Miss Wisconsin. My gown was like a half size too big on me because I had been building so much muscle and kind of shredding a lot of my body fat from what I was consuming and what I was doing. And my dress did not fit me. My gown did not fit me. Thankfully, I live in a very small town with wonderful people. So I was able to drive it up to my seamstress, and she did it same day, where she completely altered my gown a half size in so it would actually fit me. And I think it was still too big on me. My opening number, I did not have time to alter, was too big on me. Just like things like that. So like trying on your clothes right before you leave, like with enough time to like be like, okay, this is the body that I'm at now. Like, does everything still fit me? Does everything look correct? Do I need to make, because if you're trying stuff on at that 2 week out kind of timeline, it still gives you a little bit of time to like make any adjustments you need or get something new in time, just so you're completely prepared walking in and you're not stressing yourself out so much that you can imagine, or like, oh my gosh, this doesn't fit, what am I going to do, when you get there and you try it on and there's nothing you can do because you're far away from home. And so that's one of the main reasons why I do that is, one, make sure everything fits and everything looks cohesive as well. So if I need to change out a pair of shoes or I need to order new earrings, like I have time to be able to do that. And the presentation part is just like a huge part of that. But then on the other side of things as well, it's like planning more appearances, like what else can I go to? What else is going on? What else can I do? But then also investing in coaching, having interview coaching sessions. I'm working with many different people. And so like planning those sessions, I'm doing sessions with my walking coach every single week. I have been for the last like month now. I've been doing weekly walking sessions. And so it's not just like when I'm meeting with her, am I walking in my shoes? It's I'm walking in them every single night. I'm doing my routines. I'm making sure I can hit my turns so that like when I get nervous, my legs shake. So if like you've ever seen me on a pageant stage, my legs are like vibrating because that's what happens when I get nervous. I don't like have a panic attack or like I have a headache. Like my legs just shake and there's nothing I can do to stop it. And so I just really, for me, because I know that, I have to make sure like I want to walk out there and not feel nervous because I know I have this routine down. I've been working at this for so long. And so one thing that I haven't done before that I'm doing this time is really working on my stage work. That's something I've kind of always neglected, and I'm willing to admit that. Like I'm like, okay, I can walk in heels. Great. But there's so much more to it that I haven't really pursued. Like I've always practiced in my heels, I've practiced turns, I've practiced this, but not to the extent that I'm doing it now. So it's every single night I'm in my heels. And if I'm not in my heels, because I had bunion surgery, so sometimes my feet swell when the weather's hot. So like I won't put on my heels. I'll practice. Yeah. I've had bunion surgery. I had bunion surgery at 18 and 19, had it at one on each foot, got them both removed. 10 out of 10, but my feet, this is the first year I will say that my feet are not swollen and I can actually walk in my diverse style platform heels. This is the first year I've been able to do it, and I had surgery in 2020. This is the first year that my feet have not swelled during summer. So I'm getting used to that. It's walking in new heels, like kind of like relearning, because I had to kind of relearn how to walk in heels after having surgery. And then now and that was with swollen feet. And now my feet are no longer swollen. So I'm having to kind of relearn how to walk in a way where I'm like, your feet aren't swollen anymore. You can walk this way. It doesn't hurt anymore. So it's just like little things that I've kind of had to work through like on my own, just because of like my own injuries that I've had and surgeries that I've had, just to like alleviate pain, obviously, but just practicing that way. And then also like I'm driving to work, I'm practicing interview questions in my car. I'm talking to myself in my car. I'm recording myself. I'm listening back to feedback that coaches have given me. So just like constantly working. So it's basically like consumed my evenings, but that's how I best prepare, because I'd rather be over prepared than under prepared, you know? And it's just that constant always making sure I'm doing something, but also like still making time for myself. Like I think not last weekend I was in North Carolina, but the weekend before I was like, I'm not pageant prepping today. I'm doing absolutely nothing today. I'm going to go to this new coffee shop, try this new coffee shop. It's like a 40-minute drive with traffic away from here. Like I'm just going to take a drive, get a coffee because I saw it on TikTok and it looked really good and it was delicious. But it's like little things like that I'm like, okay, no pageant prep today. Like I definitely give myself grace and I give myself time, because I do tend to get so like narrow focused on like, I need to be prepared. So it's just like taking a step back and forcing myself to like, no pageants today. Like take a minute.
Yeah, it's really hard for me, like when I'm in the depth of like major pageant prep, for me to take a step back. But I always feel like giving myself that day of rest, I actually come back and I'm answering questions better. Like that spin is, my turn or my spins are going better. Like I just have to remember that, like myself sometime. I totally get that.
Like if I'm in heels for too long, so I have like nerve damage in my feet. If I'm in heels for too long, all my toes will go numb and stay numb for a week. So like when I'm done competing in pageants, like after USOA Nationals, after even just like when I gave up my title as USOA Miss Wisconsin, I couldn't feel all of my toes for 2 weeks. And that's just because I have nerve damage. So like I have to be careful with my prep and like practicing in heels that doesn't happen, because then that's another kind of obstacle that I'm going to have to work through and kind of figure out from there. Like how can I nail this turn if I can't feel my toes? Like that type of thing. So it's just important to like, definitely for me, especially with walking and my feet, to just take a break. do it flat-footed if I need to, like just making sure that I'm still going to hit those marks, but also, like I said, giving myself grace and just still making sure I'm having fun, because I don't want it to not become fun. Because sometimes for me, I get so narrow focused and I'm like, okay, chill, like relax, Karri, it's fine.
Take a chill pill. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be
like,
just
I'm going to
fine.
do good either way. Like, I'm going to, like, I did everything I wanted to do, and I feel the best prepared that I can be. And at the end of the day, like, it'll be what it'll be. Like, I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm still preparing for sure, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, I'm
good.
I'm good.
Did you hear this Galaxy news today that I heard on Instagram? That the Ms. Galaxy from 2 years ago is the reigning Miss Universe Great Britain.
No, I saw that and I was like, that is
She's
so
going
cool.
to Miss Universe. Is that insane?
It's so cool to think. And I love her gown, like going back and looking at past like Galaxy Queens. Her gown is my number one favorite gown of all time.
It's a galaxy gown.
It literally is like, when I think Galaxy, her gown that she won in as Ms. Galaxy, I'm like, yeah, that's literally the picture. That is what I picture every single time.
It's like this purple, blue, periwinkle, like it looks like the sky, has like diamonds. It's like, it's perfect. And she was perfect. Like,
she's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and she took some, time off. Obviously, she was preparing for, what's coming up next. But yeah, Maria posted that today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that, like, she's going to Miss Universe. Who's barking? Crazy. Is that Stevie?
No, Stevie doesn't bark.
That's Andy. I'm just kidding. No.
Here, this is Stevie right now.
Andy just came home, so Betty's barking.
Stevie's the best.
Stevie's roadkill right now. She's cosplaying roadkill, so that's what she likes to do. True. I know, you're silly.
Okay, Karri, one last question for you, and I hope you don't mind me asking this, but if you were to become the next Miss Galaxy, what would your legacy be, and what do you want your reign to be about as the next Miss Galaxy?
Well, I want my reign to be a queen really who helps others, because I want to grow the Galaxy system. The entire Miss division is 8 girls. And so with the younger generation Miss contestants, teen contestants, and below, all of us are using social media. And so to really utilize that and be that social media queen is really the legacy that I want to leave behind and continue beyond the fact. Like, that is my goal, is to grow Galaxy in the digital space, because they have the foundation for it. They have the foundation, and it's just to grow on top of that. That's the legacy that I really want to inspire women, especially Galaxy has women of all ages, from all backgrounds. And so with my skills to be able to teach social media is something that is really important, because if they don't know anything about social media, I have the skills and the mindset to be able to teach them. I have the knowledge to be able to teach them. And that's only going to benefit and grow the system as a whole, is if I equip these other queens with these skills to grow the pageant. You're only going to get success out of that. And so that's the legacy that I really want to leave, is the social media queen. Not only that, but just like a tool. I want to be a tool for the system. That is my goal. And I also want to be an inspiration with my story, from my background of where I came from and what I've gone through to now standing on the Galaxy stage, standing before the judges. I want to be that inspiration for other women across the Galaxy, that despite what happens to you, you can pull yourself up. You can pull yourself up, you can get out of the hole that you're in, and you can continue. And that's really what I want to be, and that's why I want to be Miss Galaxy, is because of my story, my strength, and the skills that I possess to be able to grow the Galaxy system.
Gosh darn it, ladies and gentlemen, here she is.
There's the crown.
There it is on your head. Well, I am just so excited to see you at Galaxy, and just from, knowing you and everything, I think you're ready for this more than anything. And I'm gonna tear up. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Really, I'm also so ready to have some fun at a pageant, watching, you up on stage and watching you glow and be who you are. And I'm just really excited for you.
I'm so excited.
Truly
I know
excited for you.
Galaxy is going to be a blast because, like, with Galaxy, yes, we have rehearsals, yes, we have interview, yes, we have the actual pageant, of course, but there's so many parties at Galaxy. We have a pajama party, we have a pool party, there's like 2 different photo shoots, we have opening number photo shoot, we have swim photo shoot, like, so fun. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh, we
It's
have the
glam.
white party. I can't forget to mention the infamous white party. We have a party like every night we're there. And then the night we don't have
it's
a party is
glam.
the
It's
pageant, so
fun.
it's still a party. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is like, I'm so excited for all of that. My outfits are killer. I'm excited to wear everything. I'm excited to get my hair and makeup done and be in pageant glam. Like, just the whole, like, I'm just happy to be back in, like, the sparkly of pageantry, shall we say. Like, I'm just excited to have that spark back that I felt like I've been missing the last, like, not my time during Galaxy, but like before I entered into Galaxy, like I was kind of just really burnt out. And so to be excited for it and to be excited for like all the prep and all the planning and all, like, I mean, had walking coaching this morning and I was like, I'm so excited for this. Like, let's go. I've been practicing. Like, and I feel like in the past, I haven't been that excited about it. So to just have that excitement and really something to look forward to, I'm like, I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling. So everybody keep their fingers and toes crossed for me, please. But
Fingers and
it's
toes
going to be
are
great.
crossed. Good.
So yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast
Well, thank you
today.
for having me.
Yeah.
We're so excited for you, of course. We're rooting for you. And then can you tell us the dates of Galaxy and where, if you're not going to Florida, where we can watch it?
Yes. So Galaxy is streamed for free on YouTube. So go to the Galaxy Pageants YouTube page. It's August 16th is the date of the actual pageant, but I'll be having a blast from Tuesday the 12th all the way through the 16th of August. So you can watch it. It's in Orlando, Florida. So if you want to fly down, tickets will be available soon. They're not yet available, but tickets will be available soon. Otherwise, you can stream it for free on YouTube, Miss Galaxy International.
Well, we know that you'll be keeping us, informed of everything on your social media through that week. And
I'll be posting.
You
I'm like the one
your
page.
sister queens back here cheering for you. So
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'll definitely be keeping everybody up to date because I'm always like, I look forward to that. Like, I'll be updated. Like, I'm swiping down, like waiting for a post to come up from like a pageant system, or I'm looking through tagged photos of a system. Like, what are they doing now? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. No, I'll do a lot of updates too from Galaxy on Jarbreakers. So we'll do, top 5 and whatever, semifinals and stuff like that too. So, well, thank you, Karri, so much. We love you so much.
We love you.
We are wishing you like the best of luck, break all of the legs, and we can't wait to talk to you hopefully afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Have a shiny new hat. I'm so excited.
Yes, we're so excited. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Jarbreakers, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.